We are taking you live to Adelaide, where Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles and Foreign Minister Wong, along with their UK counterparts, are speaking.
Oldest friend, it is our oldest relationship. And we have long had strong people-to-people ties, strong cultural relationships. But what is emerging now is a strategic and security dimension to this relationship. And as we have spent the day talking, we have all reflected on how close our reflexes and our instincts are around a range of matters, and how much intent there is on the part of all four of us to see a greater degree of action between our two countries on top of what is already a very, very solid base of activity. Over the last 2 days, we have announced the establishment of a defence and security cooperation agreement between the United Kingdom and Australia, which is a status of forces agreement which contains within it a commitment to consult with each other where there are contingencies which engage our sovereignty and our national security. In some respects, it's a surprise that a status of forces agreement has not been in place before now, but it speaks to the degree to which we are now seeing a much greater activity and interaction between our two defence forces. There is a much greater presence of the United Kingdom in the Indo-Pacific, and as we look to the future with a visit by a carrier strike group in the next 2 years, when we look to the littoral response group, which we are seeing from the UK, the presence of a status of forces agreement is practical and timely, and we've spent much time over the last 2 days talking about ways in which we can cooperate more in relation to that increased activity. And of course, at the same time, there are Australian Defence Force men and women in the United Kingdom who are training the Ukrainian armed forces. So this is an agreement which comes at a very important time in our relationship. This morning we were at Osborne, where we announced the Submarine Strategic Partnership, which is the commercial arrangements that will see the building of nuclear-powered submarines right here in Adelaide for the Royal Australian Navy. And that is a joint venture that will occur between ASC and BAE. That announcement this morning again highlights the significance of AUKUS within our bilateral relationship. And when you think about the fact that the most important defence capability that we operate now, and will certainly operate in the future in terms of a long-range capable submarine, and in the future a long-range capable nuclear-powered submarine, when you consider that that platform will be jointly operated by Australia and the United Kingdom, it says everything about the security significance of the relationship between our two countries. Finally, we are meeting at a time where we are watching Ukraine continue its fight against the appalling Russian aggression, the appalling unprovoked Russian invasion of its territory. And as we meet today, we are all very cognizant that now is a time for us all to be continuing our support of Ukraine, to make sure that we stay the course so that Ukraine is able to resolve this conflict on its own terms. We've been proud to announce that Australia will participate in the drone coalition as part of our ongoing support for Ukraine. And we really want to thank the leadership of Britain in terms of supporting Ukraine in its resistance against Russia, and we really want to thank Britain for the way in which they have engaged with us in terms of our support for Ukraine. Today has been an extremely fruitful set of discussions. We're really grateful to both David and Grant that they've made the trip to Australia. We're very mindful that we are in the Antipodes. It is a long journey to come here, but we very much appreciate the time you've taken out, and we feel very encouraged by the future of our relationship based on our discussions today.